Hey everyone, Christian here from CK Wraps. So we have a Mercedes S550 in here right now. This car was previously wrapped. It was wrapped with Vvivid Satin Pearl White. Apparently the customer had a lot of issues with how the wrap was installed. It was done very poorly. So he had them remove it after a month, I believe. Kind of sucks. So you kind of got to watch out with who you're taking your car to. Make sure that you do some research. Actually, the shop that he took it to in South Florida was apparently a reputable one. So they actually even did another one of his cars, and again, he was very unhappy with that. So I think he had it removed as well. You can see that there's a lot of issues with the installation, not only with the actual film itself, because I never saw that, but with the actual shape of the car. So what happened here is they didn't even put the bumper back on properly. It's loose. I can see that they didn't even put the screw through the hole, and they didn't clip these clips in for the bumper properly. This is supposed to just slide in with some hooks, and then the screw should go back in on the top here. There's a huge gap right here. It doesn't sit properly. They didn't even remove all the film properly. You can see that there's still some white behind this turn signal or reflector that's on the side here. Pretty horrible job. As far as removal goes, they use 3M primer everywhere. Literally every edge has 3M primer all over it, which is a nightmare when it comes to remove that stuff later on. There's a lot of residue left behind, so try not to use 3M primer. I don't use it ever, really. I have a can here somewhere, and I've used it once in like 2 years. So please don't use 3M primer. It's not good. You don't need it with your installations. They also broke the grill pieces on the top of the hood. The rear emblem's broken. You can see where they debadged the S550 lettering on the back. It's all sanded down. It's like all scratched up. It looks really horrible. There's a lot of problems with the installation, not with just the film itself, but with the actual shape of the car that it was left in afterwards. They broke the trim that goes along the windows and the roof. So guys, just please be careful with who you take your car to. I'm not going to mention the company's name. I'm not here trying to throw anyone under the bus. I don't know the whole story, but I do know what I see when the car is here, and I can tell that it was just poor workmanship as far as disassembly goes and reassembly goes with the panels with the rest of the car. So today we're doing Vivid Luster Red Chrome, gorgeous color, probably the hottest color, one of the hottest colors of the year, or since it's been out. It's like a matte red chrome, looks amazing, it's stunning. So we're doing this car in this. There are some stone chips and stuff like that will show through. It says this is a 2010, so it's a little old. But I mean, the car's still awesome. So sitting on some nice 22-inch wheels. Anyways, we got the surface prepped, and I've put a little bit of tack reducer on the top edge just to make repositioning a little bit easier. I didn't put it anywhere else just because we don't need it. It's a vertical surface, so the film is going to hang down mostly. What I've done is compressored off the entire area, blown away all the contaminants, isopropyl alcohol, the usual deal. So yeah, so we're gonna get started. Masked all the edges. It's very easy actually trimming on the opposite edge of this because it's very thin. So we're just gonna fold it around a little bit and trim right underneath this side. There's a little bit of trim to work around here. The company also who wrapped this car did a chrome delete. It's done horrible. There's chrome showing everywhere. They did it in matte black. Again, it just sucks that he had to pay them for that, and he was unhappy, and he ended up paying them in full. So we're gonna get to it. I've already have the piece of material cut. I don't believe, these fenders are not magnetic. They're aluminum, I'm assuming. So we're gonna have to do this a little bit differently. And I've done this in other videos where we can't use magnets. So get your panel and cut it to the shape and size that you need it, making sure that we always have extra. And we're going to position this gently where we need it, so we can kind of press it up against the car gently. And I'm going to take the vacuum paper and roll it off just a little bit over on this end, right here. And I'm going to stick it right there. I'm going to make sure that we're good top and bottom. It's a little bit close, so I need to come down a little bit more. And this pillar is actually magnetic, so we can actually use a magnet to brace it on that side. Again, We're going to peel the backing off right here. And what we're going to want to do is trim out any excess. Alright. So I've been seeing a lot of comments on Facebook and YouTube and stuff. There's a lot of people out there who always kind of hate on what I'm doing. I see people mocking me who are part of the Rap Society, and you guys know who you are. Mocking me on Facebook, so I try to ignore it, but you know what, it pops up, so all I can do is get rid of that stuff, get rid of that garbage content, and move on. If you have a problem with what I'm doing, don't watch the videos. It's as simple as that. But I'm here to teach those of you who want to know what's going on and how I do it. This is not a 3M certified program. This is not an Avery certified program. This is just how I do it. You guys want to follow along and try it for yourself the way I do it, then cool. Just because 3M and Avery do it one way, it doesn't mean it can't be done another way. So we're going to get rid of that. And like I said, this is just how I do it. This is not any kind of specific program. All right. So we're going to start by removing the backing paper. This Fender's a little complex. It's going to be a little difficult. It's a bit curvy. It's got a bit of a recess in here. So we're going to glass this and get it into those recesses and work out as the best we can so that there's very little stretch on the film. Always be gentle when we're rolling off the backing paper. We don't want to crease the film. Okay, I'm just going to kind of bring it back a bit, hopefully not too far. Stick one of those guys up there. This is where we're going to be doing most of our stretch into this area here. So I don't know if I'm going to really reposition anything just yet or glass this out just yet before I start laying some of that down over there. I'm just going to kind of get a feel for it and what I need to do. So I will need to pull it this way. Okay. So we're going to start. I'm going to try and find a hard edge here. There aren't many hard edges on this Fender. It's more rounded. Okay. I'm going to squeegee it over the door just because I want it to hold, because I'm going to be pulling very, very hard in this direction. So here we have this recess that I was talking about. I'm going to lift the film up and try, and sorry if you can't see, I do apologize. I'm going to try and lay it into this recess a bit. All right, before I start stretching it in. Okay. I'm going to come up a bit higher here if we can. Perfect. Now we have our bracket or our hinge pretty much where now we can pull really hard this way and not really worry about the film lifting off. So we're going to have to do that. And I'm going to have to add a bit of heat. Need the heat gun plugged in. All right. Here we go. We're going to add heat over the largest area possible. And we're going to try to conform this around. Okay. I'm just going to see if by pulling up I'll be able to squeegee some of this in. Yes, this is somewhat of a problem area right here, so we're going to have to be very gentle in popping this out. What I want to do is create another hinge here so that I don't pull it back all the way off. Okay. There we go. So we had our wrinkles, our fingers were running the appropriate direction, they were running across, so that when we pull down, we can get rid of all those wrinkles. Makes it a lot easier. This is why I pre-stretch this way. Push down on this air bubble here. When in doubt, you can always use your fingers and push down if you can't see or you're worried about getting it with your squeegee. Just use your fingers because your fingers are, you got good control with your fingers. Okay, we're going to finish this off up to the headlight. We've got some working to do here as far as the fender. We're going to alleviate a bit of that, and then I want to kind of push this in as I go along. So I have tension here. And have that catch up again. Again, my fingers are running across, so we're just pulling up. So this is going to be a bit of a bridged recess in this area over here. I do have my wrap glove ready for once. So I'm going to add a little bit of heat and stretch and conform this in very carefully. Making sure that we're keeping a nice consistent line with the top section here so that we're squeegeeing everything very evenly. Okay, you can see, even though this is a very thick film, that the wrinkles can still be squeegeed out pretty easily. Okay, we'll start finishing this off over here with my squeegee. So again, we have to pull up because the wrinkles are running across. And voila, those are gone. I'm going to put, here's the edge of the fender on the top here. I'm going to put a relief cut just over on this side so I can fold this down a little bit nicer. That will want to fold down a little bit better now. The hood is in the way, but that's fine, we can work around it. I'm going to put another relief cut there. And I want to just make sure I get to the edge of the fender. Perfect, we're there. So I'm at the top corner over here. And what I can do here is put a relief cut around the hood. All right, so now we can really fold that down and we're good. So let's finish off this section There's not too much to do, and then we'll work the other area over there. Now I know we do a lot of fenders, a lot of hoods, a lot of doors. I'm trying to get more bumpers done and stuff like that. Sometimes the processes are so long for the bumpers, like we're talking 3 or 4 hours to get a bumper done. So doing a video like that, I mean, I can do videos like that, guys, but they're gonna be in, I'll do them in parts. I mean, it's just a lot to watch. I'm not sure if anyone's really that interested. When I know that I can do the bumper in like an hour or so, an hour and a half, then, you know, I can put it on YouTube. I mean, for this one here, it's probably going to be about a 3-hour job, 2-3 hour job. So I mean, I can try to post this one up so you can see what's going on. I definitely don't mind doing the videos as long as you guys want to watch them. So we're gonna keep this flowing right here. And we've got a lot of tension here. I'm gonna see if this helps. Not really. So my relief cut didn't really do much because the tension is actually right here. What I can do is I can still maintain the tension and lay this in. By holding it up like this. Sorry, I didn't finish what I was saying. So if I hold the film up, I can kind of just roll this tension area right here over the fender, and it's just kind of wants to conform on its own. You know, I haven't really used much heat other than that section over there. I will need to add a little bit of heat to fix up the wrinkles that are on the front of the fender over there. Bridging this recess right here is not that big of a deal. It's not that deep. So let's just work it down. So I can put a relief cut here. This will help alleviate a bit of tension. Again, I'm just going to work the film using the tension that's there without really adding any heat at all. Okay, now I've come up to the trim piece that's right there. We're going to have to work around that, but I've masked that off already with some blue painter's tape. And we're coming up, we're nearing the bottom of the fender right now. Just wanted to put another relief cut right there. Perfect. So for this section right here, I'm going to trim on top of the trim piece. This is why I've masked it. I'm going to leave a little excess film. So there's a bit of excess film above the edge that I can use to tuck in and then retrim again afterwards. Get it off. Okay. So I'm going to use a harder edge squeegee to tuck that in there, and then I'll trim. Right now I can cut away a bunch of this stuff. These wheels are massive. They fill the entire wheel well. It's crazy. I don't have a lot of room to play with here. So we got to finish this off. As you know, we can still see some wrinkles over here, so we're going to have to add a bit of heat. The fenders have a tad bit of damage to them in the front, or they were pulled slightly just because of the size of the wheels, I'm assuming. So my heat gun is on a pretty mild setting when I'm heating this film. We don't need to heat it a lot, we just need to soften it. All right, so we're good here. What I want to do here is trim off some of this. Okay. Now we're just going to be trimming, folding around the edges, and cleaning it up, and we're nearly done. I'm going to add a little more heat just to get it around. We're going to work it very slowly. And what I need to do is trim off the bottom here, on the bottom side of the fender. Okay. Get rid of some of this because it's just adding tension by it touching the wheel. And some more here. Okay. Alright, let's get rid of all this junk that's left over. We're going to trim on the back side of the fender. Start wherever you're comfortable. You can start in the middle, the ends, wherever. I start in the middle because it has a little bit more tension. And I always add a little bit more tension by pulling on it with my hands. So again, I'm going to add tension. Fender's all wonky in here, so it's sticking down a little bit. There we go. That's how to get around it. Your blade should be very sharp and should glide effortlessly across the back edge, as long as you're not pushing too hard. You're going to give it a bit of a post heat. Now we've got to do around the headlight a bit. There's the corner. It's actually going to come up because I have too much film here. Up, there's the edge, and back down. Okay. You can take the bumper off, the headlights off if you need to, if you feel like you're going to be more thorough. Now I want to stretch this out and around the corner. Again, very carefully. Practicing doing nice corners, this will be your pride and joy. As with most good installers, they're always trying to, make the prettiest corner. We want this to look like a paint job in the end. It's flattering when people question if it's a paint job. I'm going to trim off the excess film on the underside here. What I'm trying to do is just conform the film around the corner. I don't want to try and stretch it too much around the corner, I want to conform it around the corner. So we're going to go finish up the back side here. Add a bit of heat. So again, with the corners, it's important to go kind of around them. So we don't have so much excess film, especially with this film. It'll bunch up very easily underneath because it's so thick. So the back of my blade, I'm just running on the back edge of the fender. A little bit awkward in here. Let's see what we can do here. Again, we're going to post heat it a little bit. So for here, this one's pretty easy. The opposite edge of the top here actually faces the other way, so we won't even see it. You can trim that off super close. So the magnet. What I want to do is come out on the top here a little bit to leave a little extra so I can pull around and make this corner really nice. Again, always leaving a little extra around the corners before we actually attempt the corner. Okay. So, trimming here on the back side of the door, there is a rubber seal, okay? So we want to be very gentle when we're cutting. Not to cut that rubber seal. The rubber seal actually blocks the way, so we're going to have to open the door and then, so that rubber seal doesn't touch the fender and door anymore. gonna come up to about here, and then I'm gonna trim up and away, just to make sure I have enough film to tuck in here as well, because I'm not certain yet on how far I need to go. So we're gonna finish this off over on this side. We use our finger a little bit. And then we'll tuck it in the rest of the way with the squeegee. And then we have the bottom corner down here that we're going to have to make pretty. So, luckily the bumper is nice and loose. I already knew that, that's why I didn't even bother removing it. I'm going to grab my hard squeegee and do this trim piece right here. So we have one of these handy little edging style squeegees. Gets in these areas really, really well. So when we think that we're good, we can cut and trim this out of here. And these are very important when we're cutting stuff like this because the paint is nearby. So we're trying to keep our blade pressed against the trim as opposed to the car itself. And just get that guy out of the way. There's always a sweet spot, so you want to find that sweet spot. I'm going to need to tuck this in a little bit better with my other squeegee here, just because it's softer and this is a very round edge and I don't want to cut the film, and this won't damage the film while this one would. Okay, and once I get it in there, then I can finish it off. Got a little bit hanging here, a little too much excess. There we go. You can take these trim pieces off of most cars. I believe they're just two-sided taped on. You'll just have to clean it up and do all the two-side tape again. All right, nearly there. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to be very careful opening the door because I know that it's touching the rubber seal, and the rubber seal is part of the door. I'm also going to lift this off. There we go. That way I know how far in I need to tuck. Just this is perfect. Sorry, that's just the compressor. All right, now we'll tuck all this around. Take care of this corner here. You gotta see how it needs to go. See a bit of excess here. I'm just going to trim it off. There it is. It was just a little bit too much excess film for me to reach in there and wrap around the corner. So what we do is we just trim that off so that way we don't have any lifting issues or water getting behind it down the road. So I just want to make sure that's good. Also, when I close the door, it might push it out. No, it's good. All right. So that is the fender. We're a little more complicated with this bulge here, the recess. But all in all, I don't think that took too long to do. Probably about 45 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll get some of this tape off and then let you have a look. I do have a bit of excess film in here right now, which I'm going to take care of once we remove the bumper. We haven't done that yet, so we'll remove the bumper and take care of that. Just by pushing it in a little bit more with our finger, because we'll get the headlight out. All right. So we can see all of that. We can see even under the fender here how it's wonky. This is metal, not vinyl. Well, the vinyl is wrapped over it, but this is actually metal right there. So nothing I can really do about that except wrap it. But we got a nice clean cut. And then it's tucked right underneath. And that's it. We've done the hood already. We did embossing on it. So that's something kind of unique you can do. If you've got some decals laying around, you can always stick them underneath the wrap. So put them down first and then emboss whatever the heck you want. All right, stick this back here. All right, everyone, so that's how we do the Fender in satin red chrome or luster red chrome or frozen chrome, whatever you want to call it. This is the actual material that this is luster red chrome by Vvivid. It's not satin red chrome. It was called satin red chrome. They've changed the name. Luster red chrome. So if you want to finish like this, that's what you want to order. You can order stuff like that through us, or you can order from their website. Totally up to you. But for those of you who are following, check us out on Instagram if you haven't already. We do have a lot of detailed pictures and things like that that we like to show up close and personal. Also some videos and more so the completed project in the end will always be on Instagram. So check us out on there. Yeah, if you're ever looking for a wrap in the area, please hit us up. Anyways, take care everyone. Thank you.